In this Sunday's Gospel, Jesus calls us to come to Him, and then He tells us that He is meek and humble of heart. What does this mean? Have you any time meditated on this meek and humble of heart? How can we understand this? Well, my dear friends, I was turning this over in my mind, how to explain, when an image came to me, and I see this every Sunday, that you also more probably must have seen every day in your house. Let me put it in this way. We are blessed with having many families in our parish. They take attending church together as a family seriously. I love seeing them coming and getting families maybe in a line, they come. I love seeing them, and the largest member of the family is most often the father. Some of our fathers are very big, huge. I love it when I see them carrying their baby in their arms, and I love it when I see them tenderly loving their children. I really have a smile when I see a huge man carrying his 1 or 2 years old child, and as he carries his child, he brings it inside. She might be tiny. She may be very, very tiny in his hands, but he, a large person. But she has taken a control of her father, of her dad. And he is quite happy when he sees his child with him. As one of the new fathers, carrying the little child, he said to me, "Father, you know what? I have become my girl's jungle gym. I become every type of animal. And I go on my 4 feet and crawl, and she climbs on me, and then I have to walk with her. She slobbers with me. Worse come, she tells me to carry her. Let it be piggy bag, horse bag. She loves it, and I too love it. I'm sure this toughest man, this huge man, finds it so beautiful. And being a tough man, a huge man, he becomes a pussycat when his child tells all these things to do. And I'm sure, my dear friends, you have also done this. He is a fierce person, especially when it comes to protecting the child, runs to protect the child. But when it comes to the matter of the little child, he becomes meek, humble. And therefore you find that he also is very humble in heart. None of our fathers or mothers are arrogant to our children. They are not at all arrogant to our children. Maybe from changing diapers to drying tears. Good parents, and good parents are not arrogant. They love for their children, won't let them be silent. They always keep doing something. And therefore they are very, very humble in heart. And therefore you find this picture of being a dad. You're always humble to your child. You're always meek to your child. And there are times that we feel overwhelmed by the world, our responsibilities, our little efforts that we keep on doing to grow into an important person. Maybe our relationships, like for you, your marriage, for me, my people, and for all of us, the relationship with God. And that is the reason why we watch a lot of news and listen to a lot of commentaries and witness all type of mocking that is taking place in the world. Recently, we must have read how our children, our teens are exposed to drugs, alcohol, sex, etc. Last week, when the names of the schools were put up in the paper, you must have searched and seen whether my child's school's name is there. You are all worried because these drug peddlers were selling drugs in and around the school, and the daily newspaper put it up. You and I are worried about our child. Is my child exposed to all these drugs today? Further, we also know we have images of turmoil in the world. ISIS in Iraq, Russia in Ukraine, and terrorism everywhere. There is that fear, how to be protected. And we witness all this, and the world is full of such things. But Jesus says, come to me. The Lord says, I am meek and humble of heart. I know how you feel, he says. You think the world is falling into pieces, and the fear of family, fear of children. Entrust to me, he says. Entrust yourself to me. Entrust your family to me. I will take care of them. This is something very beautiful. I will care for your family. I am your God. When he says, I am your God, do you really acknowledge that part? I will take care of you. But I have not distanced myself from God. But still, he says, I love you too much to do all these things. He is like the big man, carrying you in his arms, telling you, come to me. My dear brothers and sisters, and just as the strong father carries that little child into the church, the Lord also carries you. He carries you to his Father's eternal temple in heaven. That is his ultimate, for he said, you have to bring all of them to me. That is the reason why Jesus says, come to me. I will take you. That is the reason why he says, all you who are heavily burdened, labored, I will give you rest. Take my yoke, and take my yoke upon you, and learn from me. For I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for all. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. My dear brothers and sisters, we are reassured by these beautiful words of Jesus Christ. Look at marriage. Marriage can seem scary, like a heavy burden. But when a couple joins themselves in Jesus' words, the burden becomes light. Studies have shown that families that live together with the power of Jesus in them, and when you see families going together for Mass, maybe at home holding each other's hands to say Our Father, maybe eating together and saying the meals, prayer before meals, all this makes your family really strong, because you are learning that I have to live with my family also in prayer. For Jesus wants to be there. And that is the reason why all those who have included Jesus in their family, and to the large extent, such families have preserved in marriage. Today, my dear friends, take my yoke upon you when Jesus says, the yoke is easy, for the burden becomes light. That is the reason why, no matter how busy you are, no matter how you are caught up with this world, Jesus wants each one of you to give first priority to time with him. First priority of your time with him. Time with Jesus, therefore, gives real rest and real renewal. This is why he says, come to me, learn from me, for I am there for you. The real rest you can take from me, the real joy that you are looking out is in me. The real comfort that you want in this world is with me. Why go here and there? Jesus says, come. Amen. Let us all stand for the creed.